you very much and good morning to you all. I'm going to talk about the way we manage our facilities at the European Union agency. It's a harmonization office for the internal market. The name in Spanish is OAMI. It's an official entity that belongs to the European Union administration, and what we do mainly is to protect intellectual property at the level of the European Union. We are in charge of the registration of the brand names and industrial designs that all companies wishing to work at the European Union level will use. And we have the possibility of having a validity at the court once they have been acknowledged at the OAMI. We also control law breaches that might take place in the European Union, like protection of patents and so on. We are giving services to all companies worldwide, and mainly it's electronic services what we offer, based on the electronic business approach. We are based in Alicante, Spain. The surface is 80,000 square meters at different levels, and we have 1,300 users registered at our databases. Facility management and support services were created as a concept back in 2001 with the creation of the Facility Management Service, the administration unit that had that name. The service was integrated within different divisions, firstly with the Information Technology Division at the ITF&D division, then from 2009-2010 General Services with Documentation, Purchasing Division, Linguistic Services, Translation Services and so on, and then from 2013 it was back to the Information Technology Services, and now we have our own division. So we have a visibility and we have a top hierarchical level within the entity. We're members of the advisory committee of the OAMI at the highest level, members of the board. As you see here, the way we work, at the core level, we have a core business activities where we have registration of different brand names and protection of industrial design. We have dissemination activities of all knowledge regarding intellectual property. Here we have governance, strategic planning, institutional relationships, internal auditing, and management. And then on top here we have support, financial services, we have advisory, legal activities, and we are also at all levels as a different unit where we have here visibility. Structure and logistics are separately presented here from the other activities. Regarding our own organization, it's inspired from the European Standard 15/21 for facility management. We have asset management, we have infrastructure where we deal with services. It is here the other one that takes care of not only common services but finances, human resources and so on and so forth. Here we have technical infrastructure, which is the one that belongs to development. It is the creation of new activities. We have the workplace. It's when we just assign space, we move from one place to another, and so on. Support functions. We have logistics in the classical mode, files, transportation activities. We also have health, safety, and security activities. And we have the desk where we just give logistics to our events. That's the internal organization for our activities. The main line since 2001 has been to integrate our infrastructures or facilities. We have here the physical infrastructure integrated
that since 2001, management with a lot of sustainability since 2008, purchasing and contracts since 2013, 2015, and now integration of services and the support, the logistics for events. The integration of infrastructure, as we see, since the dispersion we had from the beginning till the concentration at a single building. We started back in 2001 at the outskirts of Alicante. Then we have replaced all the places by a new building which is close to the main building. We had replaced part of the space we had rented. We had decided to refurbish and to enhance our facilities since 2006 till 2010, the concentration at a single building, the construction of our own building to leave the facilities we had rented. Now we're concentrated on a single place, at a place, and it is our main headquarters that had been enlarged, and the building that was next to ours is not in use anymore. But we talk about sustainability because we are responsible of 5 specific management systems, certified systems, like environmental management according to EMAS, under the sponsorship of the European Union, risk prevention according to OSHAS 18001, accessibility according to UNE 170.001, European Code of Conduct on energetic efficiency on data processing centers, and sustainability of buildings according to BREEAM system. And the last building we had constructed, the one that replaced the one we had rented before, has been proposed by external audits to get the qualification of exceptional post-construction assessment, the physical reality of what has been created. This is the first building proposed for this purpose. Obviously, we work at 2 different general systems, and sorry for the speed, but I want to tell you that we have here the information protection according to ISO 27001. We manage the centralized files. We talk about security management, security of information, also hard copies, paper copies, and security of data processing centers regarding access control, regarding the protection against flooding, and also we have to guarantee the continuity of whatever we do to give the electric power and the climatization, so the proper temperature to work. So this is part of security and working conditions. And we have a quality control according to ISO 9000. Which is important is that we were the ones who promoted the integration of a formalized management for sustainability of our building and of our office, because according to the Global Reporting Initiative, we introduced sustainability within our organizational structure. And we started with the integration of all management systems according to the Global Reporting Initiative. And we had opened the pathway within OAMI in Spanish to have a department for managing sustainability of the agency. That's been done last year, where at the corporate management service, which depends on the board of directors, we've created a specific team on sustainability, and the process was initiated by all of us. And I think it is important because we started managing the facilities, and now we are at the highest level of management. We see here the integration of the management systems. We are responsible, we're integrating under the leadership of the corporate management team, we had offered this possibility of a growing integration in search of sustainability. Here we have externalization, we have lots of, for us, we have the appreciation or assessment capacity. So it is up to us to decide, up to our public servants to decide how to distribute or to allocate funds, but all the other activities where we have other activities that could be externalized. We have 33 people who are public servants. We have 15 consultants, external consultants, and 200 people working for us, maintenance, security, restoration, restaurants, and so on and so forth. But we have here simplified the contracts, externalizing or subcontracting activities. Whenever you work at the public administration, you know how it is. Perhaps you've had the experience of the proliferation of contracts where you need the analytical approach. So each thing is a contract and it should be approved, and then there is a complicated management. It is one invoice per service or per purchase whenever you purchase whatsoever. That was like a wild situation with lots of contracts. So we had 90 contracts externalizing services back in 2013 and 30 contracts only in 2015 after we had the tender, call for tender internationally, where we had the management of our services till practically we went down to 1/3 of what existed before. That simplification of management is a fundamental activity, and that is part of the integration of several activities thanks to the facility management department. And we have here the integration of contracts. We have all the assets for the technical repairs and civil works, cleaning and waste disposal activities, warehouses, and power supply, gas supply, and also all the tangible things. Here we have the prevention of labor risks. That is part of the continental model. It's a bit different from the Spanish model. We have here services like here files and so on, logistics, and we have a group of services or contracts for instance, in the case of civil reliability, we have our insurances, we have external audit on our specific systems, protection on of the environment, environmental assessment, evaluation of risks, and here consulting and infrastructure and services, because that is what allows us to integrate within our organization the know-how we have from the market to transfer the way the organizations work, and they have to survive at a given market, gaining the confidence. And now we have this in the protected environment of the public servants. It is like a bubble protected from external factors. And this is why we're here, because we've done this with our consultants in order to improve all the management. And here you have our integration of services, logistics. We have a strong well of cooperation, and we see here the protection of intellectual property worldwide. We have lots of meetings at our own facilities. We need a lot of support for management of the different rooms, per diem, transportation, airports, documentation, interpretation, also interpreting. Simultaneous translation is very important for us because we are a multilingual organization. We work in German, English, Italian, French and Spanish simultaneous translation is very important for our success. We have here all the coffee breaks, cocktails, and all the activities, leisure activities that are very important for that. And with this, our logistic support that was scattered among different divisions now has been concentrated at our unit, and we have incremented visibility and also visibility of costs and control. We have externalized this to specialists having the combination of knowing at community level. We've invited people from Brussels and people from Alicante also to have a success. So we have a control visibility of costs, and now we have our own staff worked on high added value activities, and that fundamental, it is definition of the program and who's going to take part. This is the value of a given activity, of a given meeting. Regarding our workspace, 3 steps. Firstly, the generic office, the classic one, where we have our offices that are assigned per people independently on what they do, and that fits. It's a one-size-fits-all. This is what we had at the first building before that was constructed and finished back in 2000. You see here the classical approach. We tried to give light to it, but it was a classical office. Then we decided to move on to the activity-based allocation of spaces. We had here rented a big building where we had put all the activities within that. We have analyzed this per division. We have established the typical profiles, and we had established here the space per profile. We had established this cocktail of space, a workspace according to what we need, a combination of space as we call it. Physically, we had decided to arrange space at the giving possibilities, giving the best possible space according to the type of work. It's an activity-based workspace. Activity-based, and now the enlargement. We moved on from the generic building we had with this configuration where we have mobile walls where we can make it different, adapted, so you do not have your own workspace. We have some shared offices, open space for work, for interaction, meetings, places, bubbles, places where you go for a cup of coffee. There are bubbles where you go just for confidential exchange. You have also interaction activities where you have a non-formal interaction activities, and this is also approved by authors that are prestigious. We had created this new environment from the generic office up to this generic flexible building based on activities, activity-based allocation of space. And here we have our strategy. We are now about to finish the strategic plan 2011-2015, and as part of our strategic plan, where we have the European network of designs, we have strategic activities like promote convergence of practices to enhance quality and to optimize timelines of operations. And here we had 6 lines of action. One of the most important line of action for the 5 years is optimizing workspace. Optimizing workspace, we had a lot of visibility in our strategic planning, long-term strategic planning of our agency, with lots of financial resources, because we had a lot of volume, lot of budgetary requirements. Regarding investments, we always consider cost-benefit, considering how to increment productivity, how to enhance productivity in search for excellence. It is always enhancing productivity, and this is a cost-benefit ratio. We want to have a positive ratio obtained, augmenting productivity. We are also keen on improving information technology services. We had constructed a processing or data processing center, which in the tier 3rd and 4th had a reliability 98.98%. That's high reliability in this tier. So the new concept of data processing with lots of investments, but with the continuity of services offered to our users. We have also redundancy in the data processing center at an important financial entity, a bank. We had also activities with our agencies from the European Union to install our own redundant centers for emergency purposes and continuity, that according to results obtained in order to guarantee the continuity and to, of course, control costs, but better is to enhance productivity. We have here the possibility of remote work, what we call teletrabajo in Spanish. 20% of people work at home from their place, and we just pay for revising the conditions to work at home. We give them a line, we give them the furniture, we give them all the information technology, and we have here all activities, a restaurant, we have a multi-service center, we have physiotherapist, a parapharmacist, we have multiple services, we had even our own bakery and so on. And we have here our facilities, and I'd like to conclude saying that we have to optimize the use of our resources, and even in public administration, the integration of facility management and services will optimize resources, will give intelligent prioritization of our efforts, giving priorities in an intelligent way with a global approach and integrated approach of the problem, synergies, interdependencies, strategic contribution of support activities for reaching our goals, and we have a cost-benefit analysis always oriented towards added value, enhancing added value for our users. So facility management, even at the most classical level, does work, and it is very important. We have to give it a thought. Thank you for your kind attention. Thank you.